Well, I guess we're gonna walk you through what we did to finish the inside of the cabin. Here we're pulling the flooring boards out and laying them out to kind of choose where they go, and recognizing that a few needed to get run through the planer. That still bringing to depth. That's why nothing's shooting out as far as wood chips go. And this is a little red spot from the fungus from the beetle kill, but it was only on one little part of the tree. But there it is.
So pretty. Look how fast she gets the generator going.
I'll tell you what though, that little generator fires up
So nice.
so nice, real easy, and doesn't take a lot of gas, and it runs that little sander just fine. And more shellacking. Nicole at beast mode. And this is what we're doing. We're going to replace that OSB with the 3/4 inch pine that we milled up. And we're going to put those walls and ceilings in. Before I put the floor in, I decided I had the floor joist spacing at 2 feet, and I didn't like that with the 3/4 inch pine, and so we ended up putting the rafter in between each one, and now it's 1 foot on center, which is a little overbuilt, but it's way better than being underbuilt. Looks like we're getting rid of the old OSB that was sitting up there and bringing in the new flooring on our little custom-made woods trailer. And I just had to open up a little slot for the flooring from the wall sheeting that we have in currently. Nicole's doing the hoovering.
Also the cameraing, so double
Camera
action.
Yeah. Here's the first board we're getting in. It's a pretty one.
Yeah, so pretty.
A little tight up there. It's spanned the whole floor. Everything we did was just one board. We had a couple splices here and there for convenience and not having to tear stuff apart, pretty much. But every piece of wood in here pretty much
Custom situation.
end-to-end custom board. Nicole's screwing them down. I'm cutting them and bringing them up. Nicole's screwing them down. Next board. And that's the last one. We saved after we did the main floor of the cabin. These were all the leftovers. I kind of culled, so they were not the premium boards. You can see those brown spots there is a little bit of dry rot. And here's the last board going in.
And another double action. I'm cameraing while cooking dinner. Multitasking.
Now we're getting that back gable wall buttoned up.
Mike is working around all of our stuff up there, including our mattress.
Yeah, and this is one of the boards that I actually cut in half, so it's not a full length board, and it was because there was no way I was going to pull all that stuff out of there to slide that board, that full size 12-foot board in there. So gladly cut it in half. And now we're getting up the sides of the windows there.
And look, there's Nitty
Little forest creature. And I'll tell you what, I have a hard time leaving space, and I cut these boards just tight, and so they're just squeezing in. But I had some play on these because the roof panels would actually cover up any gap. And now I just shellacked all these boards and sorting them to size, so it's not all, so I don't get too many big boards together, too many small boards together. So when they're installing them, it looks nice and random.
So he did a lot of planning to put all these boards together. Like it's an art piece.
And the amount of waste is just incredible. Like the lack of it. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
you really made the most of all the wood we have.
There's now we want them tight because now it's wood to wood. That's the finished edge there. And most of them are pretty good. I have a couple bad cuts, but I'll tell you what, we didn't have a single board extra. So
Mm.
if I made a mistake, it's you can see it because I couldn't replace it. Luckily, there wasn't too many. And that's the star of the show right there. That's the sliding T-bevel. And I bought two of them so we could have a right and a left. So I can mark the right side of the board with the right one and the left side of the board with the left one. So you mark the one, then you measure it out, and then you mark the other one and cut it.
And he did that with every single board.
Every board we did that. Every board is a piece of trim. And I'll tell you what, oh, it's not quite there yet, but that's the last board that's going up. But I will say right now, in case there's not a better shot, those top boards, the way they come together, it couldn't have come together better. It's seamless and truly, satisfying. It's lovely.
It's my favorite part, the dance at the end.
Now we're going to do the other gable wall here, and first thing we need to do is take apart the chimney, which was my least favorite part of this project, I think. I didn't show you too much of the chimney drama, but it's not my favorite thing.
And you took out that whole chimney and stove like a few times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time. Oh, yeah, that'll come up later. We had to take it off to get the ceiling panels in. Getting around the chimney now, which was not too bad. OSHA approved top step on the ladder.
That is not OSHA approved. You shouldn't say that. We're getting in trouble.
So I could have cut, it's basically 45 degrees on on the cuts on those. They were pretty accurate. But on these last three, I cut them all together and just use our little fudge factor because when the ceiling panels go in, it'll cover up any gap. But the boards that we milled, and then when I finished the edges, uh, when I sent them through the joiner, I didn't um, make sure all the widths were the same. So some of the boards were wider on one end and narrower on the other end, so everything kind of changes. And getting the chimney back together, which was awesome. And I'll tell you what, you can see that tape I have on well, that'll pull it off here, but getting all back together was a little tricky, but once I figured out to tape all of our elbows so the elbows wouldn't swing every time I pulled it apart, that was a game changer. Because if I pulled it out and didn't tape those elbows up, then I'd have to refigure the whole thing there. So I spent a few hours getting all the boards sorted into piles for each bay, and got the stack there. Oh, that's the wall we're doing now.
So as you can see, we took out the our futon mattress and all the stuff out of there, so we could work on that other wall, which was way easier.
Yeah, so we ended up doing that twice. It pulled
Yeah,
everything out
yeah, we
twice.
pulled everything off the loft twice. Yeah, mattress and everything. Okay, there's a really cool thing that Mike devised.
So sometimes I call my measuring tape a measuring stick. This is actually a measuring stick. Nicole isn't super great with the tape measure, and she was able to help me out today. So we just took two pieces of sticks here together, and she could use that, butt it end to end, and then tape it, and that would give me the length of the board. So she got me the measurements for all these boards, the width or the length, and then also the angles for me. So while I was cutting one, she was measuring one. It went pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
hey,
was
here we go.
super handy.
This is one of those, that's the top board going in. And I think it'll look pretty good on video, but it looks even better in person.
So satisfying. Last board. Mike's working in the dark. We had to
Okay,
cut off the
so
power.
this is I had because we put a little lamp up here, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a where we have everything mounted to. I created a little flat ceiling panel there to accept our antenna for our cell booster, and we put a light up there as well. So I wish you could see it in the light. I mean, I guess we could have.
Too bad.
Yeah,
There's no way to remedy that.
but it turned out great. Right
Yeah.
now I'm wallowing the holes out so I can set that panel in with screws so it can be removed so we can get to the wiring and if we ever need to.
Last chunk.
Yeah, last part of the
Yay.
ceiling. I took the stove out there you can see so I could access that.
Oh, look, what? And there's Sprout, mountain goat.
Oh, he does that sometimes. Oh, that's the last board.
So nice.
That side came out really nice the way that it mated with the wall, the ceiling to the wall and everything nice and tight. And this is getting the stove back in. This time I kind of marked where everything went so I didn't have to kind of guess when I was putting the stove back.
This is still our temporary solution for underneath and around the stove. It's working, but it's not our long-term plan.
Yeah. Again, you can see now I took the whole thing out this time, but I taped those edges.
He also cleaned it while it was outside, which was a really good idea.
Yeah, so I got the stovepipe cleaned.
PSA: clean your stove pipe regularly.
And that was it.
This is all of the wood installed. Look at that underneath. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. It looks so good.
All right, now we're working on a tiny cabin first, but then at some point we'll want to do kitchens and shelving.
Yeah.
But now we're out of construction zone.
Yay!